Everybody, it's Abby. Welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see, I'm back in my old room. If you've been subscribed for a little while, or if you've seen any of my previous videos, I moved this past, what day was it? We made it back here on this past Sunday, and today is Tuesday? Yeah, a couple days ago. My last video was filmed in my brother's room because this room was still filled with my mom's craft things. So we finally got most of that moved out except for what's in the closet over there. My voice, now that I start talking, I sound really raspy. I think I'm getting sick. I've been sneezing. So, yeah, should be a fun video. But today I'm going to do just to get ready with me with makeup that I've been wearing recently. I don't have my makeup unpacked yet. I just have what's in my travel bag thingy here. And I've just been wearing like a no makeup kind of look, just something to cover all this redness because I've been having a lot of breakouts lately. But I will film another video later on today about unpacking my makeup. I know that might be interesting for some people to see me like putting it away. So we'll see how that goes, and I'm going to discuss a little bit today about where the channel's going, because I am going to try to make this partially like a full-time thing. I'm going to start doing a video Monday through Friday now instead of, I've been doing pretty good with the 3 a week. This past week was a little bit rocky because of the move, but that's, you know, that's understandable. So I'm just going to put my hair, it was up, but it looked like I had a mullet, so I'm going to do something about it. A little bit different, and just put it up in a ponytail instead of a bun. Alright, there we go. It's really hard to see what I'm doing. The sun is reflecting off of the viewfinder on the camera, and then I have a mirror behind it so I can actually see the viewfinder. Yeah, it's not working out too well. I've had to MacGyver some stuff back there to get it to stay up. At least the sun's out though, it's been raining the past couple days. Alright, so I'm going to start with this e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. I was hoping that this was going to be more like the Kat Von D one or the Too Faced Hangover Primer, where they're like just moisturizing. But this one is actually a silicone-based primer, which I haven't used one of those in quite a while, and I'm kind of liking it. Like I feel like it makes my makeup stay on a lot longer than the other, like just the regular hydrating primers. I try not to use too much because then that could make it worse. I have a lot of new breakouts like around this area. I don't know why. Just it kind of popped up like last night while I was sleeping. My two concealers here, the Kat Von D Lock It in L5 Neutral and L1 Neutral. I've had to take the stopper out of this one because it's almost empty. There's quite a bit left in the bottom, but I can't reach it, so I might have to stick a brush down in there or something to get it out. And like taking the wand like that, try to get some of that product off. And I focus the concealer just on the areas that I have redness, and then they just kind of will naturally blend out over the rest, because I'm not going to be using foundation. And I take the lighter shade. Ooh, the sun's coming out. Just do a little bit under my eyes. If I do too much, it looks weird. And then I'm taking this Morphe G2 brush. This is just a pointed foundation brush. I don't know if you can see my cat in the background of the video. I don't know. He's on the bed. I didn't even see him when I walked in here. Then I started filming and I heard him like, I was like, oh, there's a cat. So basically what's going on is I moved back to Kentucky because I didn't like my job. I mean, it's not that I absolutely hated it, but I just really had this feeling like this is not what I am supposed to be doing. So, and just the things that I had to do in my job, like, I was basically what my job was, if you haven't seen my other videos where I was talking about it, is I worked at a call center essentially, but it was a bank call center. It wasn't like, there's some call centers that, like, you work there, but there's like 8 different companies or however many that are operating in the building. It was just that bank. And everybody that worked in that building wasn't like in the call center type function. So there was some, like, they had underwriters and stuff like that, which underwriter would have been the next move up for me if I would have stayed. But basically, I did underwriter type things, like I did credit signing for credit cards. But then I also was a supervisor, so anytime somebody was like, got mad and said, hey, I'm gonna talk to your supervisor, or on occasion, somebody wanted to compliment one of our agents, they transfer them to me. Next, I'm just gonna take this Physicians Formula powder. This is the Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Face Powder. This is supposed to be translucent, but it's not really. But it's a decent match for my skin tone. So I'm just going to take this all over instead of using a powder foundation. If you need more coverage, you can do a powder foundation with this. It's not a big deal. That's what I would do normally, but I'm just going for a lighter look, and that can get a little cakey if you use a powder foundation. But I would have to defend the company for, like, closing people's accounts, denying them credit, all that stuff, which can get stressful, to say the least, because, like, we'll close somebody's account and they'll be like, what are you going to tell my kids they don't have Christmas this year? Like, Jesus, I could not deal with it. Like, I would get anxiety attacks, panic attacks from people yelling at me. Like, I don't have the kind of personality that can deal with that. Some people can just brush it off or whatever, which I know is probably horrible for me to say, like, being on YouTube, because, I deal with that kind of stuff too. And then next for face, I'm going to take the e.l.f. This is the contour palette. I'm going to take this shade right here just as a bronzer, very lightly, with the Real Techniques blush brush. So I just, that and among other things, like, the work kept piling up on us, because not only did we take calls, we had to do, like, offline work as well. So, and I just got this feeling like that wasn't the place for me. I shouldn't be there. And so I talked to my boss, and she explained the situation. And I have some personal things that I kind of wanted to come back to Kentucky anyways, like just family and stuff. And also, it's like, the cost of living in Maryland is really high compared to Kentucky. Like, I went to the grocery store the other day, yesterday or the day before, and I was, like, just amazed at how much cheaper produce was, and I actually bought produce. Like, can you imagine? Like, I'm a vegan, if you don't know, and, like, produce being incredibly expensive is horrible, because then I'm eating just junk food. Like, the vegan junk food is normally really expensive compared to produce, but like, in Maryland, it wasn't. So I picked up a little weight because I was eating just crap all the time. I mean, you can argue that vegan food is healthier innately than non-vegan food, but still, it's not as healthy as fresh fruits and vegetables, there's no arguing that. Alright, then I'm going to take a little bit of this Milani Blush in Luminoso. I'm pretty sure this is not vegan, but I'm just going to keep trucking with it and try to use it up. And just really lightly with it, because I don't want, this is supposed to be a no makeup look, so I don't want, too much going on there. I'm going to take this Morphe brush again and go in with the highlight shade in this. This highlight is really natural looking. So I'm just going to pat that on my cheekbones and kind of down my nose. And then I always put highlighter like above my arch of my brow. I don't know why, I think that does something. Right, and next to brows. So lately I've been kind of reversing my brow routine. If I could find the pencil. So usually I'll do a pencil and then the brow mascara, but now I've been using the brow mascara first and then filling in with the pencil. It looks a little more natural, I think, instead of just layering on top of each other. So there's one brow done, the other one not. And then just with the pencil, I just go in and kind of fill in the front because the hairs aren't even right there. Oh, okay. Now after I filled them in, I noticed I really need to trim my brows, but today is not that day. Alright, what's next? Eyeshadow. So I'll prime with the Milani eyeshadow primer like usual. If you want just a really minimal one, you can use the concealer too, but I'll just use this since I have it out. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, the cost of living was a lot higher in Maryland, so it's going to be a lot cheaper for me to live in Kentucky. And my long-term plan is to buy an RV, like a fifth wheel or something, in lieu of apartment or a house. Just because I do like moving around and going to new places, but having to deal with like all the nightmares that I've had with landlords and like trying to physically move all of my stuff cross country and just everything surrounding having to move is not ideal. So I feel like it would be easier and less stressful if I just lived in a mobile home, basically, like not a trailer mobile home, but like an RV. So, but I might talk myself out of that later on. I don't know. My mom's trying to get me to buy a house. No. So I'm going to take this palette again and use this. It's supposed to be a highlight shade, but it's actually my skin tone. So I'm just going to set my eyeshadow primer with that. So, and if I live in an RV, I'm going to need a job that, I mean, because I don't want to have the RV parked 24/7. Like, then it's pointless. You know, if you're not moving it, like, why not just get an apartment, you know? But if I'm going to be traveling and stuff, I'm going to need a job that allows me to do that, or to do my job from anywhere in the country, pretty much. And so I figure that YouTube is one of the ways that you can do that. I've watched a lot of RVing videos, or people who live in them full time, or at least for a year or two, and they do YouTube, and then they do like something else on the side. So they do like essential oils or LuLaRoe or whatever, which I do not support multi-level marketing companies or like the direct sales type of things. So I would need something else besides that. And I think I've been trying to start up my crocheting business again, just so I can, because now I don't have a actual 9 to 5, you know, or 4:30 to 1, whatever it was. Take just any fluffy brush. This is the Morphe G17. I'm going to go back and forth between the bronzer and the contour shade, just because I like the mix of them. I don't like necessarily one. Which the problem that I can foresee with selling crochet made things in an RV is the space, because you know, you need a lot of yarn and that takes up space. So which, I mean, it's not impossible to like only buy what you would need for a specific project, but it's not easy, I should say. Like, you're gonna have leftover yarn, you know, you're gonna like get some from people, like, but I don't know, we'll see where that goes. And then I just want to try my hardest at YouTube because, like, I really like doing it, and I've just, now that I'm gonna have, you know, a quieter space, because I don't live on a busy street now, and, well, I do live on a busy street, but our house is, like, back out of the way, it's not, like, directly on the street. Closing this palette when I still need to use it, so I'm gonna take this short fluffy brush, this is the Real Techniques shading brush, and I'm just gonna dip into the same two colors here and do that underneath of my lower lash line. And so where that leads is I'm probably going to do a rebranding yet again of this channel because, you know, I only have 100 subscribers, which 100 is still a lot to me, but with the small amount of subscribers I have, like, I can play around with it more because, like, if you have a lot of subscribers and you start changing stuff, people are going to be like, whoa, what are you doing? But now I'm just taking this highlight shade and highlighting the inner corner and the brow bone. And I know I'm probably eventually going to have to get at least a part-time job because I do still have to pay off my apartment until they find somebody else to move in. And it sat vacant for months before I moved in, so I really, really hope it doesn't sit vacant again like somebody else is looking right now. Then I'm going to do setting spray. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. Next time I do my makeup, I'm going to try the matte one that I just got. But I've been trying to plan out videos for the next couple weeks and figure out what times that I can film where nobody's home. Because, I mean, it's awkward enough being an introvert and talking to the camera, but it's more difficult talking to the camera when somebody else is home can hear you. So that's why I would probably, like, it's going to be a really long time before I'd be able to, like, vlog in public. Because even, like, in my car, I don't think I could, like, I'd be so nervous. I'm just going to curl my lashes and put on mascara. This is a Pacifica Dream Big mascara as usual. With the rebranding, I'm going to probably get rid of the Loving Minimalist. Even though I like that name, I feel like it kind of fit what I was trying to do before, but, and with that, if you haven't seen my decluttering finale video, watch that because I kind of explained about why that I'm going to stop with the decluttering necessarily. I mean, I'll probably still do, like, I'm never going to, what am I trying to say? I'm not never going to do a decluttering again. I'm not going to do, like, a whole series about it anymore because, you know, reasons I said in the video, but I just feel like I shouldn't call myself minimalist, I guess. Like, I have, you know, all this makeup. I don't have a ton of makeup like I used to, but then I'm going to have a bunch of yarn and stuff. Like, I just don't feel like I would call myself minimalist because I don't want to limit myself. You know, if I get, like, if something happens and this channel blows up, which would be amazing, and then I could possibly start getting PR and stuff, and I don't want to try to call myself minimalist when I'm still doing that. Like, I was watching Christine Cobb's video. If you're really interested in makeup minimalism, veganism, stuff like that, she is a great channel to watch. But she was talking about, people are asking her why she doesn't call herself vegan, or why she doesn't call herself minimalist. And she was saying that, you know, she just has too much stuff to be called a minimalist, and she likes to try new makeup, and, you know, she does DIY stuff, and she sells jewelry for her job. So yeah, I just don't think that I should, it's not in my best interest, I think, to call myself minimalist. Which I know that term has a broad definition for everybody, but I just don't feel like it fits me right now. I mean, maybe once I get an RV, then I might, you know, consider that, but I should put my glasses on, maybe I can see what I'm doing. Wow, hello skin texture, holy crap. Yeah, this is definitely a no makeup. Just fixing my arches real quick. I'm not going to put on lipstick right now because I'm actually going to do a lip swatch video. But anyways, like I was saying, so the direction I want to take now with this is, I've been getting a lot of inspiration from like Emily Noel 83, Jen Love's reviews, others like that who really like enjoy the makeup products themselves and what they do, instead of just, oh, all the shiny pretty things, I have to buy all these, use the palette once, never touch it again, blah blah blah. But I want to do that kind of thing, you know, they both like really do in-depth reviews about the products, and I want to do that but for vegan and cruelty free. So yeah, I'm not the best at tutorials, as you can probably tell from this video and from our other Get Ready With Me's tutorials and